Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas. It's Christmas Day as this goes live. I hope you're not listening to this live. I really hope you are having a fabulous Christmas if you celebrate it. If you don't, then happy Monday to you. But if you do celebrate Christmas, I hope you are at this moment absolutely enjoying your turkey or whatever you have and gifts and just having a fab time with your family, which is what I will be doing. So this episode is a little bit of a special one, really. I'll be honest with you. I just had this beautiful picture that I wanted to use for the cover art, which is of Santa and the sleigh going across the moon, which I thought was so gorgeous. So I kind of worked back from that. And that's why the title of this episode is Ho, 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 Why I Still Believe. So I've beautifully manipulated that into this kind of personal episode that I want to share with you about why and how I just believe in myself, my abilities, and what the future is that I'm creating for myself, my family, and those I care about. And why I don't lose that belief despite this kind of world weary, quick to naysay world that we often live in. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Heads Together podcast. I'm Jill Mokes and I am obsessed with cutting through the noise when it comes to growing your business. Each week, via intimate coaching conversations and inspirational stories, I share what it really takes to get the results you want in a way that feels right to you. I am all about attracting higher ticket opportunities, building authentic relationships, and creating the abundant, full-fat version of your dream business. I mean, how many of us have beavered away creating a light version of what we really want? The thing is, I honestly believe when you're outstanding at what you do, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So, are you ready to put our heads together and make it happen? Let's go. Okay, so like I say, this episode, I think it'll be quite a personal one, but I hope you'll find it inspiring as well. And the reason I wanted to talk about this is that I do really think that the whole world often feels a little bit jaded and disillusioned, especially for business owners like us. So business owners like us who have big dreams and goals that we want to achieve and a level of visibility that we're striving for. Some of you are striving for thought leadership. Some of you are striving for fame, potentially. And I think we live in a world now that, like I say, is a little jaded. It's full of the naysayers, full of the people who are really quick to shout down ideas, to, stamp on your dreams a little bit. People are always really quick to tell you how something is unrealistic or how, but it's such a competitive market, or it's, only the top people ever make it to that level. It's unlikely that would happen for you. All of those kind of things. And I've been victim to those kind of naysayers as well. And so I really wanted to share with you my own journey, my own experience of flipping the paradigm that helps me now believe in myself unshakably and unapologetically, of course, and keeps me moving forward day after day, week after week, month after month. And now as we come into a new year, a whole new set of goals of high level things that I want to achieve and that I know are open and available for me. I guess everything started on my journey when I was at school. I come from quite a high performing family, really. Well, actually, that's that's funny. The men in my family have always been high performing, and very old fashionedly, the women have really been homemakers, mothers, and certainly my generation and above anyway, have really tended to stay at home. So we had doctors and surgeons and pilots and, amazing careers like that in the male side of my family, but very much stay at home mums and how would I put it? I don't want to say women playing second fiddle to men. I am going to say it like that, I'm afraid. Yeah, I am, because effectively that is what tended to happen in my family. But that was never enough for me. And so even really from when I was at school, I would always have quite grandiose ideas of what I wanted to do when I left school. It was either going to be a doctor, or I was going to be a pilot, or I was going to be an award-winning journalist or writer, or I was going to be a movie star or a pop star, or, I had really big goals, big dreams. And my parents, like loads of parents, really, from a really good place of wanting to keep me safe, of wanting me to be protected and okay. For them, the absolute non-negotiable was a steady job with a pension, right? And back then, I wasn't the same person that I am now. I was such a people pleaser. I wouldn't have been able to bear the thought of going against what they wanted for me. So yeah, I went into insurance. I mean, how much more stable can you get? And it was a great career in insurance. I worked in insurance for over 20 years, and it didn't do me too badly. And I did really well in insurance, and I had the pension and I had the stability, but it wasn't enough. It had never been enough for me. And there was a niggle that wouldn't go away. And it was really only when my late husband, Phil, got ill that I realized how short life is and how we just can't waste the time that we have doing anything other than the thing that really lights us up. And that, I'm pretty sure that sentence is full of cliches, things that light us up, follow your passion, live your dream. Okay. But I think the people who ridicule and call those cliches are the people who don't have the courage or the grit or the resilience to make their dreams happen. Those are the people who believe the jaded and disillusioned message that is, that's for other people. That's not for you. Now, if I had carried on people pleasing my parents and telling myself that's for other people, not for me, I would not be where I am now. I would not be doing what I'm doing now. And the good thing is that I am not that person. I refuse to be told that something is not available to me. I refuse to be told that something is available for others, but not for me. And it's a paradigm that I have always been able to shift. Now, don't get me wrong. This is a conscious decision to make this choice, right? This is about deliberately flipping the script. So rather than that societal message of, only the top % get to do whatever, or only people like Brene Brown get to talk on the TED stage, only people like Tony Robbins get to command a huge stage at Wembley Arena. And, not that that's my goal, but that's obviously his goal. And only people like him get to do that. Only the Richard Bransons of the world get to earn that kind of money, right? What if we flip the switch, which is what I do, like I say, completely intentionally all the time. And I tell myself all the time, I am the other people who that is available for. Personally, I don't I don't actually believe that it is available for some people, not other people. Well, that's not true. No, that's not strictly true either, actually. I'm not one of those people who believes that wild success is available for everyone, because some people do not want to put the work in to achieve the success that they desire. And for those people, it's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle for them to achieve the level of success they want. And when I say work, I don't mean you have to work ridiculously hard to make money, but you do have to learn how to strategically earn money. You need to know how to create something or offer something that someone wants and wants from you. So do I believe that absolutely anyone can do that? No, but only because they limit themselves. They choose not to leverage their skills, their knowledge. They choose not to gain the knowledge that they might need to do that. And that's why success may not be available to them in the same way as it is for me. Because I am willing. I'm willing to do the work. I'm willing to get the knowledge that I need to be able to take my business wherever I want it to go. And I think if you're listening to this podcast, you are too, because this is about overcoming universal obstacles that are there in front of everyone. So the societal pressures and setbacks in life, how you overcome a setback, how you deal with a mistake, how you come back from making a mistake, how you have grit to keep going when you're tired, how you have resilience to ignore the naysayers. All of those obstacles are in front of everyone, right? And you can be a person who either chooses to overcome them and back yourself to win, back yourself to be successful, or you can choose to be the person who doesn't and therefore fits the mold of that jaded, disillusioned majority who believe that certain things are not possible for you or certain levels of success are not possible. So can you see how that is a choice? That is a choice. You can either decide to be the person you want to be and to bring to life the business you want to bring to life, doing what you love, being radically, authentically who you are, or you can choose not to, and you can choose to believe the jaded naysayers instead of believing yourself. It's choice. It's in your hands. That's really what I wanted to share with you today. And in my own life, because I believed that, I believed in myself, I chose myself for success. I gave up my job in insurance without another job to go to. And before I had even one client. This was when I think most of you know, when I left my job in corporate insurance, I started out as a virtual assistant because I didn't think there was anything else I could do. And in fact, probably at the time there wasn't anything else I could do. And I loved being a VA. At the beginning, I loved being a VA. I soon kind of felt like I outgrew the role. And again, this is still that backing myself to not have any limitations on myself. I grew that business. I started a VA agency. I moved into online business management. And from there, I moved into business coaching and consulting, which is what I do now. I wouldn't have taken any of those steps if I had listened to the people around me, people like family members, friends, people who would say to me, "Oh, Jill, but you know what you're like." That's a really common one. "Oh, you know what you're like though. This could just be a fad, or maybe it's just a phase." Or, "Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do if you don't get enough clients to pay your mortgage?" Right? And I would just think, that's never crossed my mind. What do you mean? What if I don't get enough clients? Because I knew, on some level, I knew what I was supposed to be doing. And one begets the next. So, and what I mean by that is having that kind of unwavering self-belief. It attracts the clients. It brings in the money. It allows you to build the business that you really want to believe. It allows you to be courageous enough to experiment, to try things, to change your mind. That's what self-belief means to me. It's about putting myself above the naysayers in terms of who I'm listening to. I listen to myself and my intuition far more than I listen to the negativity of the people who are just, quite frankly, more disillusioned by the world than I am. I really prioritize listening to myself, tuning into my intuition. And what that means is that I can be brave. I can experiment freely. I can try things, and sometimes they don't work. And I'm always transparent about that. God, not everything I've tried has worked, but that's where that grit and resilience come in. I certainly don't let mistakes or failure of a certain project stop me from moving forward, because that self-belief is absolutely unyielding. So I hope this Christmas, this is a gift for you, and that is the gift of a new paradigm, a fresh lens to look through into 2024. That is what I want to gift to you this year. I want you to look at what you could make happen in 2024. Here's a clue. It's anything you decide to claim for yourself. Can work back from any goal. Okay? Well, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the holidays. Do try to get some rest, because we have all got full fat businesses to bring to life next year. I would love to be part of that journey with you. And if you want to find out how that could happen, then drop me an email at info@jillmoakes.com. Just put in the email something like, how can you help me? And we can have a conversation. What I was thinking, how can I offer something really juicy just for my podcast listeners? And I thought, I know what I could do. I'm going to offer a 2-hour coaching session, right? Think about that. 2 hours of deep dive into your business strategy for 2024. You might decide that you want to talk through what your goals are after listening to this episode. You might decide that you want help putting together a marketing plan for next year. You might want to decide, what's the right marketing strategy for you. You might want to talk about how you can get more speaking gigs. Maybe you want to start a podcast. Maybe you just want to get more visible, but you don't know how to make that happen. Okay. Whatever it is, I'm not going to share about this in anywhere else. I'm not going to put it in, I'm going to put it in the show notes, which obviously you'll only know if you've heard this episode or if you've gone to the episode. I'm not going to talk about it in emails. I'm not going to mention it on social media. So this is an offer that is just for you, just for my podcast listeners. And like I say, it's 2 hours of business coaching. You can take that as a 2-hour session, or you can have 2 1-hour sessions with me. And this is free. This is a gift, because that is how important it is for me to change the trajectory of your businesses. I appreciate every single one of you who listens into this podcast every week. And thank you so much for continuing to support the podcast, to support me. I think I have just this amazing circle of women who support me and who listen into the podcast. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. So yeah, that's my gift to you. Enjoy the holiday season, and I'll have another episode for you on New Year's Day. And that one is going to be all about how we are going to be different in 2024. I'm going to share with you how I'm going to be playing bigger in 2024. So that's exciting. Okay. Merry Christmas and have a fantastic time. Bye for now. hope you enjoyed this episode and that getting our heads together this week has filled your mind with what's possible. If you love the show, would you do me a massive favour, please? Would you leave a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts? It would really help me put more heads together, reach more ears and expand more minds. Until next week, bye for now.